Hello Reapers, my name's Seth and this is going to be a very quick video showing off the fact that I am not only Mastery 540, but most of all because I want to actually show you the Mantle of Mastery weapon aura and what it's actually going to end up looking like on all of the different weapons in the game. Now the aura itself, you can see right before you, is just going to end up being kind of a more HD version of the fire aura that we already have in the game on Radiant weapons for absolutely free. Now technically this is free of course as well, except for the fact that you need to spend money in order to get this level of mastery as of the time that I'm recording this video. Maybe in the future it'll be a lot easier, but either way it's absolutely breathtaking. Like, the fire looks amazing, dude. It seriously does. It's a little bit lame. It's a little bit lame that this is Mastery 540 as a reward, though. But I guess at the least it does mean that me and maybe only a handful of other people have access to it. Definitely looks the best on a melee weapon, like seriously, and I love the embers when you're actually doing your swings and stuff like that. Looks great. So let me see if I actually can get it on some of these other characters here. I don't have it on most of them, but let's boop, boop, boop. Swap this. Oopsie daisy. No, I want to swap this on over. It's actually pretty far in the roster right here and going to end up being right after the Thoughtless Thirst. Bloop. Mantle of Mastery. Obviously, you can see it does not work with guns. Like, not very well at all. Let me see if I can swap over to another gun style that's a little bit thinner. Yeah, like either way, this kind of happened on my gunslinger as well. Just generally speaking, you can barely see the fire on guns. I'm not exactly sure why it does that, but it does. As for the bow, it's not too bad. Kind of looks like, again, just kind of a better version of the other fire. But honestly speaking, I personally like what the old fire video effects looks like on the bow rather than this fire. Because I like having the whole Tyrael look for my Shadowhunter character, right? Or at least I used to back in the day, where I would end up taking like the Mastery costume and the Angelic Hood right here, along with a bow and a flaming bow style, just because I thought that made it feel a lot more appropriate. And this, I don't know, it's like because the fire is so HD, it kind of feels like it's flowing a bit too much, at least for the bow style. I mean, maybe that's just me, because it definitely looks good from this side, that's for sure. If I can end up getting out of this blinding light, oh my gosh, this reshade is absolutely amazing program that makes this game look amazing. Then we've got, where is it, bloop. What it's going to end up looking like on a spear is going to be very similar to just the sword melee weapon, outside of the fact that it's going to end up being a lot bigger flame, so you get to see a lot more details to it. Very, very cool, and every time you end up taking a swing, of course, it's going to end up being embers coming off of your spear as well, so this is going to end up going very, very well with the Lunar Lancer's Fortress costume, I would say. Not necessarily with an ice-themed Revenant costume. Like, that's a little bit weird. I don't know if I have... No, I don't actually have it on a staff style. So this is going to end up being a first for me as well here, Reapers, because I haven't even seen what this ends up looking like on a staff style. Whisper of Chaos. Bloop, 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 bloop. There it is. So this is, of course, going to end up... Ooh, it's got nice trails when you're actually walking with it. However, you can see, again, unfortunately, it's suffering from the same thing as the guns, where it doesn't really show up very well. Now, that said, it's very interesting and could end up being a very, very cool style for your staff, just for the simple fact that it is subtle. So let's try it on a couple other stabs right here, or staves as other people would say. That I really like the way that the center of the flame looks, like right down at the bottom. It actually comes out of the staff very, very well. That's kind of cute. Having a candlestick and having it on fire, or a match and having it on fire, that actually works out fairly well. Let's try it with just the basic Draco staff. Not really so much. It still does look very, very cool, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, there's just something about where it doesn't really go with that many styles, as opposed to the other flame, which I feel on stabs ends up going with a whole lot more. This is still, it still looks beautiful, don't get me wrong, but really it's like there's only a handful of stabs that I could see this actually working with. But anyways, that's just my 2 cents towards it, folks. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below if you do feel so inclined. Either way, I wanted to show you if you ever end up getting close to getting to Mastery 540, that's what the reward is going to end up being for all the weapons. And then at Mastery 550 is the next reward, where hopefully it's not going to take me too long to get there, so I can end up showing you all the the Mega Mexcavator, which is going to end up being a Dreadnought mount that is apparently going to operate very similar to a Bulldozer. Very excited to see if it's going to end up destroying like tons of the environment, though. Anyways, have yourselves a fantastic day, everybody. Sayonara and stay epic.